Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jacoby's Library. I am Zach with Storm Gaming Alliance, and in this series, we've been reading through all the books that I've collected so far in my vanilla Skyrim Let's Play, The Adventures of Jacoby. This book is a fun book, because I think it's a title that we all recognize and stumbled over trying to pronounce it for quite a long time, the Chimarvamidium. This book describes a pretty ingenious plan thought up by some Dwemer during a conflict they had with the Chimmer. Now, for those of you who don't know, Dwemer and Chimmer are both ancient races of elves that we don't really see much in the modern era. But, without further ado, the Chimarvamidium. The Chimarvamidium. After many battles, it was clear who would win the war. The Chimmer had great skills in magic and bladery, but amongst the armored battalions of the Dwemer, clad in the finest shielding wrought by Nago, there was little hope of their ever winning. In the interests of keeping some measure of peace in the land, Stovim the warlord agreed to a truce with Caranithil Barif, the beast. In exchange for the disputed lands, Stovin gave Barif a mighty golem, which would protect the Chimmer's territory from the excursions of the northern barbarians. Barif was delighted with his gift and brought it back to his camp, where all his warriors gaped in awe at it. Sparkling golden hue, it resembled a Dwemer cavalier with a proud aspect. To test its strength, they placed the golem in the center of an arena and flung magical bolts of lightning at it. Its agility was such that few of the bolts struck it. It had the wherewithal to pivot on its hips to avoid the brunt of the attacks without losing its balance, feet firmly planted on the ground. A vault of fireballs followed, which the golem ably dodged, bending its knees and its legs to spin around the blasts. The few times it was struck, it made certain to be hit in the chest and waist, the strongest parts of its body. The troops cheered at the sight of such an agile and powerful creation. With it leading the defense, the barbarians of Skyrim would never again successfully raid their villages. They named it Chimarvamidium, the hope of the Chimmer. Barif has the golem brought to his chambers with all his house thanes. There, they tested Chimarvamidium further, its strength, its speed, its resiliency. They could find no flaw with its design. Imagine when the naked barbarians first meet this on one of their roads, laughed one of the house thanes. It is only unfortunate that it resembles a Dwemer instead of one of our own, mused Caranithil Barif. It is revolting to think that they will have a greater respect for our other enemies than us. I think we should never accepted the peace terms that we did, said another, one of the most aggressive of the house thanes. Is it too late to surprise the warlord Stovin with an attack? It's never too late to attack, said Barif. But what of his great armored warriors? I understand, said Barif's spymaster, that his soldiers always wake at dawn. If we strike an hour before, we can catch them defenseless, before they've had a chance to bathe, let alone don their armor. If we capture their armorer Nago, then we too would know the secrets of blacksmithery, said Barif. Let it be done. We attack tomorrow, an hour before dawn. So it was settled. The Chimmer army marched at night and swarmed into the Dwemer camp. They were relying on Chimarvamidium to lead the first wave, but it malfunctioned and began attacking the Chimmer's own troops. Added to that, the Dwemer were fully armored, well-rested, and eager for battle. The surprise was turned, and most of the high-ranking Chimmer, including Caranithil Barif the Beast, was captured. Though they were too proud to ask, Stovim explained to them that he had been warned of their attack by a calling by one of his men. What man of yours is in our camp? Sneered Barif. Chimarvamidium, standing erect by the side of the captured, removed its head. Within its metal body was Nago the armorer. A Dwemer child of 8 can create a golem, he explained, but only a truly great warrior and armorer can pretend to be one.